Most people live in a cycle of unfinished projects. You find a new idea, you feel a rush of excitement, and you map out an entirely new routine, only to drop it completely less than a week later. This usually follows a predictable loop. You wake up determined to change. By mid-afternoon, you begin rationalizing why today isn't the right day to start. By the time you go to sleep, that determination has turned into a quiet, heavy sense of regret. We usually blame this on a lack of willpower or natural talent. We assume that high achievers simply have a deeper well of drive to draw from than we do. In reality, your work ethic isn't the problem. You are experiencing a systemic biological error. You've been taught to rely on a chemical process that is designed to fail after 48 hours. Your brain has become addicted to the feeling of being motivated rather than the act of execution. You are chasing the high of the start, because that is where the chemical reward is easiest to find. Look at what happens to your chemistry when you plan a new goal. Before you've even taken a single step, your brain floods your system with dopamine. This day one spike gives you the feeling of success without any of the actual labor. But dopamine is a short-term resource. By the 72-hour mark, that chemical high plummets below your original baseline. This is the biological withdrawal phase, where the excitement is replaced by literal physical fatigue. This is where most people quit. They misinterpret this chemical dip as a lack of passion or a sign that the goal wasn't right for them. In reality, their brain is just signaling that the free dopamine has run out. Repeating this cycle of high-speed starts and sudden crashes eventually destroys your self-belief. Every broken promise to yourself reinforces the idea that you are someone who cannot finish what they start. Research into long-term achievement suggests that while nearly everyone starts a goal, only about 3% of people consistently follow through to the end. High performers like Elon Musk or Bill Gates represent this minority not because they have more time, but because they have a different relationship with biology. The defining trait of this group is the ability to execute monotonous, boring tasks even when the dopamine spike is gone. They don't wait for a feeling of inspiration to begin their workday. They use what is called a system override. Instead of checking their mood to see if they feel like working, they follow a preset logical protocol that bypasses the brain's natural impulse to seek comfort. Elite success is the result of engineered, emotionless consistency. It is the process of showing up precisely because you don't feel like it. To join that 3%, you must replace your reliance on motivation with a behavioral architecture. These 7 rules provide the mechanical framework to keep you moving when the excitement fades. Rules 1 and 2 break a vague ambition into hyper-specific microsteps. You aim for exactly 200 words daily. Rules 3 and 4 focus on daily repetition and environment. By repeating actions and surrounding yourself with high standards, you lock the behavior in. The final rules prioritize mental conditioning and rapid decision-making. You visualize the goal before sleep to prime your focus, and decide on your next action quickly to prevent your brain from making excuses. These rules act as a mechanical safety net. By automating the smallest parts of your day, you reduce the amount of willpower you need to spend just to get started. This is best illustrated by the story of a builder who committed to moving one single stone to the top of a mountain every day. For the first months, there was no visible progress, and those around him mocked the effort. He ignored the mockery and followed his rule for 5 years. By the end of that period, he had completed a massive temple. He achieved a macro-level result through purely microscopic daily repetition. The math of consistency is simply absolute. If you move one stone every day without fail, the completion of the structure is a mathematical certainty. To adopt this 3% protocol for yourself, you must follow a strict 90-day sequence designed to shift your default behavior. Days 1 to 30 are the micro-habit phase. Friction is highest. Just survive 5 minutes daily. Days 31 to 60 are the identity shift. This becomes your new normal. By day 61, you hit the momentum threshold. The curve carries you forward, becoming automated. Completing this 90-day cycle changes your baseline for effort. What used to require intense focus and willpower eventually becomes the path of least resistance. Every day you spend waiting for a feeling of readiness is time that compounds against you. The cycle of excuses doesn't just stall your progress, it makes starting harder every time you fail. Daily discipline is a temporary weight, but regret is a permanent burden. You have to choose which one you are willing to carry. Your mind tells you to wait for tomorrow. Your biology demands comfort. You must step forward anyway and pick up your first stone today. History does not remember the people who started with the most excitement. It remembers the people who had the discipline to finish.